There is a lie that has been sold to you since you were a child. It is printed on greeting cards, whispered in movies, and shouted by motivational speakers who want your money. The lie is simple. Follow your heart. They tell you that if it feels right, it is right. They tell you that your passion is your compass. I'm here to tell you that this advice is dangerous. It is incomplete. Following your heart without taking your brain with you is not a journey. It is a suicide mission. Conversely, living only in your head, analyzing every risk until you are paralyzed, is a prison. To win in this brutal year of 2026, you need to master the most difficult art of all, making the decision with the heart, but executing it with the mind. Imagine a high-performance sports car. The engine is your heart. It provides the noise, the power, the drive, and the desire to move forward. Without the engine, the car is just a sculpture of metal sitting in a garage. It looks nice, but it goes nowhere. However, the steering wheel and the brakes are your mind. If you have a Ferrari engine but no steering wheel, you will hit the wall at 200 miles per hour. The heart provides the why. The mind provides the how. Let me tell you a story about a general in ancient times. He was tasked with capturing a fortress that was considered impossible to breach. The fortress was on top of a jagged mountain, surrounded by ice and enemies. His heart burned with the desire for victory. He wanted the glory. He wanted to free his people. That was his engine. If he had listened only to his heart, he would have ordered his men to charge up the mountain screaming. They would have been slaughtered by arrows before they reached the gate. That is what passion looks like without logic. But this general was different. He let his heart decide the destination. We will take the fortress. That decision was non-negotiable. But then, he switched off his heart and turned on his cold, calculating mind. He sat in his tent for 3 days. He studied the weather patterns. He calculated the supply lines. He realized that the enemy got their water from a stream at the base of the mountain. Instead of attacking the walls, he diverted the stream. He didn't fire a single arrow. He simply waited. 3 days later, the enemy surrendered because of thirst. The heart chose the war. The mind won the battle. You are facing your own fortress today. Maybe it is a business you want to start. Maybe it is a person you want to marry. Maybe it is a new country you want to move to. Your heart is screaming, yes. Do it now. It feels exciting. But you must pause. You must invoke the cold mind. The cold mind asks the questions that the hot heart ignores. The heart says, I want to be a -6. Do you have a content strategy? Do you have the discipline to edit for 5 hours when you are tired? Do you have 6 months of savings to survive while you grow? The heart says, I love this person, -6. Do your values align? Are they financially responsible? Do they respect your boundaries? This is not about being a robot. It is about being a strategist. The problem with your generation is that you are addicted to the feeling of the start. You love the dopamine hit of the idea, but you hate the boredom of the execution. The heart loves the honeymoon. The mind loves the marriage. The heart loves the launch party. The mind loves the quarterly audit. In 2026, the world is volatile. The economy shifts overnight. AI is replacing jobs. If you navigate this landscape based only on how you feel on a Tuesday morning, you will drown. Feelings are weather. They change. One moment it is sunny. The next it is raining. You cannot build a house on the foundation of weather. You build a house on the foundation of stone. Logic is the stone. There is a concept I want you to adopt called the 24-hour rule. When your heart gets excited about a decision, an expensive purchase, an angry text message you want to send, a sudden urge to quit your job, you must freeze. You acknowledge the feeling. You say, okay, heart, I hear you. But then you wait 24 hours. You let the emotion cool down. You let the chemical rush leave your brain. Then, with a clear head, you look at the decision again. If the logic still holds up after the emotion has faded, then you proceed. This is how you become dangerous. A person who is all heart is chaotic. People like them, but they do not trust them with responsibility. A person who is all mind is cold. People respect them, but they do not follow them. But a person who has both That is a leader. That is a visionary. Think of the Wright brothers. Their heart told them that humans could fly. That was an insane, emotional, illogical dream. It defied thousands of years of history. But they didn't just jump off a cliff flapping their arms. They used their minds. They studied aerodynamics. They built wind tunnels. They tested wing shapes. They merged the impossible dream with the cold, hard physics of reality. You have a dream inside you right now. I know you do. That is your heart speaking. Do not kill Italiano. Do not let the cynics tell you it is impossible. But do not let your heart drive the car. Put your heart in the passenger seat. Tell it to control the radio and keep the energy high. But put your brain behind the wheel when you wake up tomorrow and you don't feel like working. That is your heart being a brat. Ignore it. Use your mind to force the action. When you fail and your heart feels broken and wants to quit, ignore it. Use your mind to analyze the data, learn from the mistake, and pivot. The decisions that change your life are not the ones that feel good in the moment. They are the ones that make sense in the long run. Going to the gym does not feel good to the heart when you are tired, but the mind knows it is necessary for survival. Saving money does not feel good to the heart when you want to buy the new phone, but the mind knows you need security. Stop being a slave to your impulses. Be the master of your fate. Let your heart choose the mountain. Let your mind build the ladder. Now that you understand the engine and the steering wheel, we must talk about the road. Because the road is never straight. The road is full of potholes, other drivers, and sudden storms. When you hit a pothole, when you lose money, when you get rejected, when you fail, your heart will panic. The heart is dramatic. It screams, "This is the end. I am a failure. Everyone is laughing at me." If you listen to the heart in that moment, you will kid. You will turn the car around and go home. This is where the cold mind must step in like a strict father. The mind looks at the failure and says, "Quiet down. Stop crying. Look at the data." The mind analyzes the wreckage without emotion. It asks, why did we fail? Did we lack marketing? Was the product bad? Did we trust the wrong person? The mind extracts the lesson from the pain and discards the rest. This is called resilience. Resilience is not about not feeling pain. It is about not letting the pain blind your logic. Let's talk about people. The heart is easily seduced. The heart loves flattery. It loves the person who says, "You are amazing. You are the best." The heart wants to let that person into your inner circle immediately. But the cold mind knows that words are cheap. The mind watches actions. The mind asks, this person says they support me, but where were they when I was broke? This person smiles at me. But how do they talk about others when they are not in the room? In business and in friendship, you must hire with the mind and fire with the heart. Wait, let me repeat that. Because most people do the opposite. You must hire with the mind, check their skills, check their history, check their reliability, be cold and rigorous. But if you have to let them go, do it with the heart, be kind, be compassionate, be human. Most people hire with the heart, "Oh, I like his vibe," and fire with the mind, "Get out. You're useless." That is why their teams collapse. There's a dangerous trap called the sunk cost fallacy. This is when you keep investing time or money into something just because you have already spent so much on it. You stay in a toxic relationship for 5 years because you want to waste the last 5 years. You keep pouring money into a failing business because you don't want to admit defeat. That is the heart clinging to the past. The heart is sentimental. It holds onto old photos. The cold mind is a surgeon. The surgeon does not cry over the infected limb. He cuts it off to save the body. The cold mind looks at the toxic relationship and says, "The past is gone. The future will be worse if I stay. Leave now." It hurts. It feels brutal. But it is the only way to survive. You must be willing to kill your darlings. You must be willing to walk away from a project you love. If the math doesn't work, consider the sniper. A sniper in the military is the ultimate example of this balance. He cares deeply about his mission heart. He wants to protect his country. But in the moment of action, he slows his heart rate down. He accounts for the wind. He accounts for the distance. He becomes a machine. If he shoots with anger, he misses. If he shoots with excitement, he misses. He must shoot with zero emotion to achieve the result his emotions desire. You need to become the sniper of your own life. When you walk into a negotiation, leave your heart at the door. Inside the room, it is just numbers and leverage. If they insult you, do not get angry. That is the heart. Smile and calculate your next move. That is the mind. If they offer you a deal that looks too good to be true, do not get excited. That is the heart. Read the fine print. That is the mind. But remember, and this is crucial, the mind makes a terrible master. If you kill the heart completely, you become a monster. You become a person who knows the price of everything and the value of nothing. You see people as resources, not souls. You see life as a spreadsheet, not an adventure. You will be rich, but you will be cold and lonely. The goal is integration. Imagine a rider on a powerful horse. The horse is the heart, wild, strong, beautiful. The rider is the mind, trained, focused, disciplined. The rider does not beat the horse, say respects Italiano. He guides it. Without the horse, the rider is slow. Without the rider, the horse is lost. In the next phase of your life, I want you to audit your decisions. Look at your last 3 big mistakes. I guarantee you, they happened because the horse threw the rider off. You got too excited, or too angry, or too scared. You let the emotion drive. Forgive yourself. That is the heart's job. Learn the lesson. That is the mind's job. And then get back on the horse. So, we arrive at the final truth. The world is full of people who are burning out because they are all fire, and people who are freezing because they are all ice. But you are going to be something different. You are going to be the alloy. Steel is strong not because it is pure, but because it is a mixture of iron and carbon, forged in fire and cooled in water. You are that steel. The year 2026 is unforgiving to the unbalanced. The dreamers are getting crushed by reality, and the cynics are getting crushed by their own negativity. But the vibe shift, community stands in the middle. We are the ones who can cry at a movie and then negotiate a contract 5 minutes later. We are the ones who can feel deep empathy for the poor, and then work ruthlessly to build the wealth to help them. We do not choose between being soft or hard. We are both. Soft heart, strong back. I want you to visualize your future self. That person is standing on top of the mountain you are currently climbing. Look at them closely. They are not frantic. They are not stressed. They have a calmness about them. That calmness comes from the mastery of the mind. But look at their eyes. Their eyes are still burning. They still have the hunger. That hunger comes from the preservation of the heart. They didn't let the world make them cold. They just learned to wear a coat. There is a time for poetry, and there is a time for math. Most people try to use poetry to solve math problems, and T-file. Life is a series of switches. You must learn to flip the switch. When you are with your family, flip the switch to heart. Be present. Be silly. Be loving. Do not analyze your children. Love them. Love them. But when you walk into your office, or your studio, or your gym, flip the switch to mind. Be precise. Be efficient. Be lethal. Do not let your emotions become your identity. You are not an angry person. You are a person experiencing anger. You are not an anxious person. You are a person experiencing anxiety. You are the observer behind the feeling. The cold mind watches the hot heart, like a parent watching a child playing in the park. It lets the child run, but it steps in before the child runs into traffic. Your assignment for this week is simple but difficult. The next time you feel a strong urge to react, someone cuts you off in traffic, a rude comment on your video, a sudden desire to buy something expensive, take a breath. Count to 10. Let the heat dissipate. Ask yourself, is this my engine talking or my steering wheel? If it's just the engine revving, take your foot off the gas. Wait for the mind to grab the wheel. We are building a legacy here. And legacies are not built by people who explode. Legacies are built by people who burn steadily, like a torch that can withstand the wind. Keep your heart hot enough to melt the obstacles. Keep your mind cold enough to see the path, and walk that path until you reach the end. The car is ready. You have the engine. You have the wheel. Drive. Your time is coming. Keep believing. Keep fighting. Don't just watch. Go out and prove them wrong. Thank you for being part of the journey. If you liked it, please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.